This is your 5-4 extra practice and quiz review. So you're treating this as extra practice and you're treating this as your quiz review also. 5-4 is literally multiplying binomials. So you're going to have on your quiz, the foiling method. So a binomial times a binomial, first, outer, inner, last. Use foiling. You're also going to have your special products. So a binomial squared, whether it's a plus b raised to the second power or a minus b raised to the second power. You'll also have a difference of squares. So you'll have a plus b times a minus b. Additionally, on your quiz, you will have, which is not on this, which I'll at the end add some more examples so that way you get those types of problems, a binomial raised to a higher power, whether it be to the third power or to the fourth power. Okay, so we're going to start today using the foiling method in order to multiply these. Remember, you're taking the first term in the first set of parentheses and distributing into the second set of parentheses. Then you're taking the second term in the first set of parentheses and distributing it into the second set of parentheses, and then combining your like terms. So if we look at number 1, we have x plus 2 times x plus 2. So we are going to do the x times x, which is x squared. Then the x times 2 is 2x. And then the 2 times x is 2x. And 2 times 2 is 4. So we add the like terms that we have there, which are the 2x's. And this gives us x squared plus 4x plus 4. For number 2, we have x minus 3 times x plus 2. So we're going to take the x, multiply it in. So x times x is x squared. Then x times 2 is 2x. And we'll take the negative 3, multiply it in. So negative 3 times x is negative 3x. And negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. So again, we're going to combine like terms, which are the 2x minus 3x, which gives us x squared minus x minus 6. For number 3, we have x minus 2 times x minus 4. So we're going to do x times x, which is x squared. X times negative 4 is negative 4x. Then negative 2 times x is negative 2x. And negative 2 times negative 4 is a positive 8. So you combine your like terms of the negative 4 and the negative 2x. This gives you x squared minus 6x plus 8. For number 4, you have x plus 3 times x plus 2. So x times x is x squared. X times 2 is 2x. 3 times x is 3x. And 3 times 2 is 6. So again, combine those like terms. That's x squared plus 5x plus 6. For number 5, we have x minus 4 times x minus 5. So x times x is x squared. X times negative 5 is negative 5x. Negative 4 times x is negative 4x. And negative 4 times negative 5 is positive 20. Combine your like terms, and that leaves us with x squared minus 9x plus 20. Number 6, we have x plus 5 times x plus 2. So x times x is x squared. X times 2 is 2x. The 5 times x is 5x, and 5 times 2 is 10. When you combine your like terms, you're left with x squared plus 7x plus 10. Number 7, you have x minus 6 times x plus 3. So x times x is x squared. X times 3 is positive 3x. Negative 6 times x is negative 6x. And negative 6 times 3 is negative 18. So combining your like terms gives you x squared minus 3x minus 18. Number 8, we have x minus 8 times x minus 4. So x times x is x squared. X times negative 4 is negative 4x. Negative 8 times x is negative 8x. And negative 8 times negative 4 is a positive 32. So combine your like terms. You're left with x squared minus 12x plus 32. For number 9, we have x plus 2 times x plus 8. So x times x is x squared. X times 8 is 8x. 2 times x is 2x. And 2 times 8 is 16. So this gives us x squared plus 10x plus 16. Number 10, we have x minus 2 times x plus 4. So x times x is x squared. X times 4 is 4x. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x. And negative 2 times 4 is negative 8. So when we combine like terms, it leaves us with x squared plus 2x minus 8. For 11, we have x plus 4 times x plus 4. So x times x is x squared. X times 4 is 4x. 4 times x is 4x. And 4 times 4 is 16. Combine your like terms. That's x squared plus 8x plus 16. For number 12, we have x plus 5 times x plus 5. So we're going to do x times x, which is x squared. Then x times 5 is 5x. 5 times x is 5x. And 5 times 5 is 25. Combine your like terms, and you have x squared plus 10x plus 25. For 13, we have x minus 3 times x plus 3. So x times x is x squared. X times 3 is 3x. Negative 3 times x is negative 3x. And negative 3 times 3 is negative 9. When you combine like terms, your like terms are opposite, so they're going to cancel out. And we're just left with x squared minus 9. For 14, we have x minus 2 times x plus 2. So x times x is x squared. X times 2 is 2x. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x. And negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. So once again, your like terms here are opposites, so they cancel, and you're just left with x squared minus 4. For 15, we have x plus 3 times x plus 3, so x times x is x squared. X times 3 is 3x. 3 times x is 3x. And 3 times 3 is 9. Your two like terms are the 3x's, so this gives us x squared plus 6x plus 9. For 16, we have x plus 4 times x plus 6. So x times x is x squared. X times 6 is 6x. The 4 times x is 4x. And 4 times 6 is 24. When we combine like terms, this gives us x squared plus 10x plus 24. If we scroll up to number 17, we have x minus 7 times x plus 7. So x times x is x squared. Then x times 7 is 7x. The negative 7 times x is negative 7x. And negative 7 times 7 is negative 49. Your like terms, once again, are opposites, so they cancel out, and you're left with x squared minus 49. For 18, we have x minus 7 times x plus 2. So x times x is x squared. X times 2 is 2x. The negative 7 times x is negative 7x. And negative 7 times 2 is negative 14. Your like terms are the 2x and the negative 7x. So this gives us x squared minus 5x minus 14. Number 19, you have 2x plus 2 times x plus 3. So the 2x times x gives us 2x squared. Then the 2x times 3 gives us 6x. The 2 times x is 2x. And the 2 times 3 is 6. So your like terms here are the 6x and the 2x, which gives us 8x. So this leaves us with 2x squared plus 8x plus 6. For Tony, we have 2x minus 3 times 2x plus 4. So we'll do the 2x times 2x first. That gives us 4x squared. Then 2x times 4 is 8x. Then negative 3 times 2x is negative 6x. And negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. Your like terms are the 8x and the negative 6x, which gives us 2x. So it's going to leave us with 4x squared plus 2x minus 12. For 21, we have x minus 8 times 2x plus 8. So x times 2x is 2x squared. The x times 8 is 8x. The negative 8 times 2x is negative 16x. And negative 8 times 8 is negative 64. Your 8x and your negative 16x are going to combine to give you 2x squared minus 8x minus 64. 22, we have x minus 7 times x minus 6. So x times x is x squared. X times negative 6 is negative 6x. Negative 7 times x is negative 7x. And negative 7 times negative 6 is a positive 42. We combine the negative 6 and the negative 7x. This gives us x squared minus 13x plus 42. For 23, you have x minus 8 times x plus 8. So x times x is x squared. X times x times positive 8 is positive 8x. Negative 8 times x is negative 8x. And negative 8 times 8 is negative 64. Your like terms are opposites, so they cancel, and you're just left with x squared minus 64. For 24, we have 3x minus 2 times 4x plus 2. The 3x times 4x gives us 12x squared. The 3x times 2 is 6x. Negative 2 times 4x is negative 8x. And negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. Combine your like terms. This leaves you with 12x squared minus 2x minus 4. For 25, we have 2x minus 5 times x plus 7. So 2x times x is 2x squared. The 2x times 7 is positive 14x. The negative 5 times x is negative 5x. And negative 5 times 7 is negative 35. Your like terms are the 14x and the negative 5x. So this leaves us with 2x squared plus 9x minus 35. For 26, we have 5x minus 4 times 3x plus 3. So the 5x times 3x is 15x squared. The 5x times 3 is just 15x. The negative 4 times 3 is negative 12x. And the negative 4 times 3 is negative 12. Combine your like terms. You're left with 15x squared plus 3x minus 12. For 27, we have 6x plus 9 times 4x plus 9. So the 6x times 4x is 24x squared. Then the 6x times 9 is positive 54x. The 9 times 4x is 36x. And the 9 times 9 is 81. You have like terms of the 54x and this 36x. So it's going to leave you with 24x squared plus 90x plus 81. For 28, we have 2x minus 6 times 5x plus 6. The 2x times 5x is 10x squared. 2x times 6 is 12x. The negative 6 times 5x is negative 30x. And the negative 6 times 6 is negative 36. Your like terms are the 12x and the negative 30x. So this gives us 10x squared minus 18x minus 36. For 29, we have x plus 4 times 4x minus 8. So x times 4x is 4x squared. X times negative 8 is negative 8x. 4 times 4x is 16x. And then 4 times negative 8 is negative 32. When you combine your like terms, you're left with 4x squared plus 8x minus 32. For 30, we have 6x minus 4 times 6x plus 4. So 6x times 6x is 36x squared. the 6x times 4 is 24x. Negative 4 times 6x is negative 24x. And negative 4 times 4 is negative 16. Your like terms here are opposites, so they cancel out. And you're just left with 36x squared minus 16. For 31, we have 3x plus 3 times 3x minus 4. So 3x times 3x is 9x squared. 3x times negative 4 is negative 12x. The 3x times 3x is positive 9x. And 3 times negative 4 is negative 12. Combine your like terms. You have 9x squared minus 3x minus 12. So on your quiz for 5.4, there is a possibility of you seeing a question that's, let's say, something like x plus y times 2x minus y. So you could see ones that have more than one variable in them. You do the same exact thing that you did with any of these and just FOIL it out. So x times 2x would be 2x squared. Then x times negative y is negative xy. Then y times 2x is positive 2xy. And then y times negative y is negative y squared. From here, your like terms are the negative xy and the positive 2xy, which just leave you with 2x squared plus xy minus y squared. For part 2, we're using our rules for special products to multiply these. So remember, if you have something like numbers 1, where you have something like a plus b times a minus b, you're going to pull out your a, you're going to pull out your b, and do a squared minus b squared. If you have something like number 17, where it's something a plus b, and that binomial is being squared, you got to use that a squared plus 2 times a times b plus b squared. And then if you have something like number 20, you have an a minus b, and that binomial is squared, you're going to use a squared minus 2 times a times b plus b squared. So if we look at number 1, we are working with x plus 8 times x minus 8. Your a in both sets of parentheses is the same. It's your x. Your b is the same thing in both parentheses. That's your 8. So we're going to use your a as x, your b as 8, into a squared minus b squared. So if x is a, that's going to give you x squared minus b squared. 8 squared is 64. So it's just x squared minus 64. For number 2, we have a minus 4 times a plus 4. So once again, your a is the same in both. That's a. Your b is the same in both. That's 4. Because your two signs are different in both sets of parentheses, you're going to use a squared minus b squared. So a squared is a squared. 4 squared is 16. So that's just a squared minus 16. For number 3, we have 1 plus 3p times 1 minus 3p. So your a in this is 1. Your b is that 3p. So this is going to give us 1 squared minus 3p squared. The 1 squared is 1. Minus 3p raised to the second power is 9p squared. So 1 minus 9p squared. For number 4, we have x minus 3 times x plus 3. So our a is the x, our b is the 3, Our x squared is x squared. That 3 squared is 9. So it's just x squared minus 9. For number 5, we have 1 minus 7n times 1 plus 7n. So our a is 1. Our b is the 7n. We're going to have 1 squared minus 7n squared. The 1 squared is 1, minus 7n to the second power is 49n squared. For number 6, we have 8m plus 5 times 8m minus 5. So your a in this case is the 8m, your b is the 5. So we're going to do 8m to the second power minus 5 to the second power. So it's going to give us 64m squared minus 25. For number 7, we have 5n minus 8 times 5n plus 8. So a is the 5n, b is the 8. We're going to do 5n to the second power minus 8 to the second power. So that gives us 25n squared minus 64. For number 8, we have 2r plus 3 times 2r minus 3. So again, your a is the 2r, your b is the 3. You're going to do 2r to the second power minus 3 to the second power. This leaves us with 4r squared minus 9. For number 9, we have 4x plus 8 times 4x minus 8. Your a is the 4x, your b is the 8. We're going to use the 4x to the second power minus 8 to the second power. So this gives us 16x squared minus 64. For 10, we have b minus 7 times b plus 7. So our a is b is 7. We're going to do b squared minus 7 squared. So that's b squared minus 49. For 11, we have 4x minus y times 4x plus y. So your 4y minus x times 4y plus x. Your a is 4y, your b is x. We're going to do 4y to the second power minus x to the second power. So it's going to be 16y squared minus x squared. For number 12, we have 7a plus 7b times 7a minus 7b. So your a is the 7a, your b is the 7b. We're going to do 7a to the second power minus 7b to the second power. So that 7a to the second power is 49a squared minus 7b to the second power is 49b squared. For 13, you have 4m minus 8n times 4m plus 8n. Your a is the 4m, b is the 8n. So do 4m squared minus 8n squared. This leaves you with 16m squared minus 64n squared. For 14, you have 3y minus 3x times 3y plus 3x. So your a is 3y, your b is 3x. You're going to do 3y to the second power minus 3x to the second power. So this gives us 9y squared minus 9x squared. For 15, we have 6x minus 2y times 6x plus 2y. Your a is the 6x, your b is the 2y. So we are going to do 6x to the second power minus 2y to the second power. So this gives us 36x squared minus 4y squared. For 16, we just have 1 plus 5n raised to the second power. So for this one, we're going to use the formula a squared plus, because our sign in the middle is positive, 2ab plus b squared. Your a is 1, your b is 5n. So if we do 1 squared, that's 1, plus 2 times 1 is 2, times 5n is positive 5, or sorry, times 2 is positive 10n, plus 5n to the second power is 25n squared. For number 17, you have a plus 5 squared. So we're going to use a squared plus 2 times a times b plus b squared. So this is going to give us a squared plus 10a plus 25 when we plug in those values and simplify. For number 18, we have v plus 4 squared. So again, we're going to use that a squared plus 2 times a times b plus b squared and plug in our values. So if a is v, b is 4, we're going to do v squared plus 2 times v times 4 plus 4 squared. So this is going to give us v squared plus 8v plus 16. For 19, we have x minus 8 squared. So for this one, we're going to use a squared minus 2 times a times b plus b squared. If we plug in the x for a and the 8 for b, we're going to have x squared. Negative 2 times x times 8 is negative 16x. And then that b squared, so 8 squared, is plus 64. For 20, we have 1 minus 6n squared. So we're going to use the a squared minus 2 times a times b plus b squared. So it's going to give us 1 squared minus 2 times 1 times 6n plus 6n to the second power. So this is going to give us 1 minus 12n plus 36n squared. For number 21, you have 7 plus p squared. So for that one, we'll use the p squared plus 2 times p times 7 plus 7 squared. So this is going to give us p squared plus 14p plus 49. For 22, we have 7k minus 7 squared. So this one we're going to do 7k to the second power minus 2 times 7k times 7 plus 7 squared. So that's going to give us 49k squared minus 98k plus 49. For number 23, we have 7 minus 5n squared. So we're going to do 7 squared minus 2 times 7 times 5n plus 5n squared. So this gives us 49. The negative 2 times 5n is negative 10n, times 7 is negative 70n, plus the 5n squared is 25n squared. For number 24, you have 4x minus 5 squared. So we're going to do 4x squared minus 2 times 4x times 5 plus 5 squared. This leaves us with 16x squared minus 40x plus 25. For 25, you have 5m minus 8 squared. So we're going to do 5m squared minus 2 times 5m times 8 plus 8 squared. The 5m squared is 25m squared. Then the 2 times 5 is negative 10m times 8 is negative 80m. And then the 8 squared is 64. So we just have 25m squared minus 80m plus 64. For 26, we have 3a plus 3b to the second power. So it's going to be 3a to the second power plus 2 times 3a times 3b plus 3b to the second power. So that leaves us with 9a squared plus 18ab plus 9b squared. For 27, you have 5x plus 7y to the second power. So we're going to do 5x squared plus 2 times 5x times 7y plus 7y to the second power. So this gives us 25x squared plus 70xy plus 49y squared. For 28, we have 4m minus n squared. So it's going to be 4m squared minus 2 times 4m times n plus n squared. This gives us 16m squared minus 8mn plus n squared. For 29, we have 2x plus 2y raised to the second power. So it's going to be 2x squared plus 2 times 2x times 2y plus 2y squared. This leaves you with 4x squared plus 8xy plus 4y squared. For 30, we have 8x plus 5y raised to the second power. So we're going to do 8x to the second power plus 2 times 8x times 5y plus 5y to the second power. So this is 64x squared plus the 2 times 5 gives you the 10 times 8 is 80xy plus 25y squared. For 31, you have 5 plus 2r to the second power. So that's 5 to the second power plus 2 times 5 times 2r plus 2r to the second power. From here, you're going to have 25 plus 20r plus 4r squared. For 32, you have m minus 7 squared. So this is going to give you m to the second power minus 2 times m times 7 plus 7 to the second power, which is m squared minus 14m plus 49. For 33, we have 2 plus 5x to the second power. So we're going to do 2 squared plus 2 times 2 times 5x plus 5x to the second power. So this gives us 4 plus 20x plus 25x squared. For 34, we go right back into our binomials squared, or your a squared plus b squared, minus b squared. So difference of squares. Your a for 34 is 8n, your b is 7. So you're going to do the 8n to the second power minus the 7 to the second power. So 8n squared is 64, n squared minus 7 squared is 49. For 35, your A is 4v, your B is 7, so it's going to be 4v squared minus 7 squared. So that's 16v squared minus 49. For 36, we have b plus 4 times b minus 4. So this one's going to give us that b to the second power minus the 4 to the second power, which is just b squared minus 16. For 37, we have n minus 5 times n plus 5. So again, n to the second power minus 5 to the second power. So that's n squared minus 25. For 38, you have 7x plus 7 squared. So we're going to do 7x to the second power plus 2 times 7x times 7 plus 7 squared. This is going to give us 49x squared plus 98x plus 49. For 39, you have 4k plus 2 raised to the second power. So we're going to do 4k to the second power plus 2 times 4k times 2 plus 2 to the second power. This is going to leave you with 16k squared plus 16k plus 4. And then for 40, again, you have a difference of squares. So 3a minus 8 times 3a plus 8. You're going to do 3a squared minus 8 squared. That gives you 9a squared minus 16. Now, there are 2 questions that you will see tomorrow that are not on your review. One of them is something like x plus 1 to the third power. This is the same exact thing as saying x plus 1 times x plus 1 times x plus 1. If you multiply 2 of those binomials together, this is going to give you x plus 1 times x squared plus 2x plus 1. Then with that's if you FOIL it, yeah. You can either FOIL it or you can use the like the special product rule, because you have a binomial squared, because technically it's the same thing as x plus 1 times x plus 1 raised to the second power.
Isn't
40. 60, yeah, it is 64. So this should, sorry, this one should be negative 64, minus 64. Thank you. Okay. All right, so continuing with that extra one that I wrote down for you. The x plus 1 times x squared plus 2x plus 1. You got to just sort of FOIL it out. Distribute the x in, then distribute the 1 in, and combine like terms. So x times x squared is x cubed. X times 2x is 2x squared. X times 1 is just x. Then the 1 times x squared is positive x squared. The 1 times 2x is 2x. And the 1 times 1 is 1. So if we add our like terms here, we're just going to be left with x cubed plus 3x squared plus 3x plus 1. Another question that you're going to see on your quiz tomorrow that is not on your review is something like x plus y raised to the 4th power. So this is the same exact thing as saying x plus y times x plus y times x plus y times x plus y. You can also think about this as x plus y squared times x plus y squared. So then you can use your rules for your special products, because the x plus y squared gives you x squared plus 2xy plus y squared. From here, just distribute everything in. Start with the x squared in the first set of parentheses, distribute that in. Then go with the 2xy, distribute that into the second set of parentheses. Then go with the y squared, distribute that into the second set of parentheses. Once you do that, just combine your like terms. So x squared times x squared is x to the 4th power. The x squared times 2xy is 2x cubed y. The x squared times y squared is x squared y squared. The 2xy times x squared gives you 2x cubed y. The 2xy times 2xy is 4x squared y. Then the 2xy times y squared gives you 2xy cubed. Then work with the y squared. Y squared times x squared gives you x squared y squared. The y squared times 2xy is 2xy cubed. And the y squared times y squared is y to the 4th power. So from here, add your like terms. This is going to give you x to the 4th power plus 4x cubed y plus 6x squared y squared plus 4xy cubed plus y to the 4th power. So like I said, these two of the last problems that I added in here, you will not see on your review, but they will be on your quiz tomorrow. The only difference is the numbers or the terms that are inside the parentheses.